the Trevor City Comedy Fest local scene open mic. Yeah! Anyone here live in an apartment? A couple of you? Okay, I've lived in a few apartments in my life. I used to live in Meth Alley at Traverse City, Barlow Street. Man, it was a pretty sketchy time. Like, you'd pull in the parking lot, and you'd have to, look around, because there'd always be drunk homeless people just, hanging out, bumming you for money. So, you don't see any drunk homeless people, so you make a V or B. I've never been in the military. You go quick to the door, and you get upstairs, and I forgot the rest of that joke. And I'd also like to add, not everyone's going to be hilarious tonight, as you're seeing so far. So you get up to your apartment, and you're ready to go to sleep. And, you open up the window, get a little fresh air, and then you're serenaded to the sound of domestic dispute. It's great. It's a little easier to go inside your building now because there used to be needles all over the ground when you walked in. But, I mean, hey, don't judge Traverse City. There's such a thing as a lazy diabetic out there. So, you get in your apartment, you hear the domestic disputes. And then my roommates at the time, they were pretty accurately terrible people. And they worked the night shift, so that meant they got home right about the time I go to sleep. I'm a night owl. So they got home right about the time I'd go to sleep, and they'd wake me up every night with them fighting at each other. I just see all the spit off my mouth coming at Cassandra right now. Sorry to interrupt my joke. So anyways, they'd be fighting all the time, and the neighbor people, they'd fight during the daytime, so it was just consistent fighting. But I made a fun little game out of it. I called it, if the girls are fighting, I call it Guess the Pitch of the Bitch. I change it up a little bit if I hear the guys yelling. I call it Guess the Whine of the Swine. It's a fun little game. I bring my nieces and nephews over. We'll play it together, we'll wake up and I'll be like, which one's that, honey? And she'll be like, that was the fat one. I'm like, no, they're both fat. And she'll be like, it was the crazy one. I'm like, you're right, here's a cookie. The current apartment I live in right now, it's kind of interesting. It's only me, myself, and my roommate. My roommate, he is a bipolar person, and nothing wrong with bipolar disorder, but he has his schedule. He has his routine, and usually his routine involves taking 45-minute shits. And so what, we were eating dinner one night and we were talking. I'm like, hey man, you were in the bathroom for a long time. He's like, yeah, I know. And I go, well, how about this? I'll implement a little system, we can use on each other to make sure we're okay. In case if get into trouble in the bathroom, go recon mission, rescue each other, So the way our apartment is laid out, it goes my room, the bathroom, the dining room. We don't use any other rooms in the house except for the bedrooms, the bathroom, and the dining room, and the kitchen, of course. So, I'll be eating or I'll be sleepy, hanging out in my room, and, I'll hear him go in there, I'll hear the door shut, and I'll wait, 10, 15 minutes, and if I don't hear anything, I'll knock on the wall, and he'll knock back, or he'll yell back to make sure I know he's okay. But you see, his bedroom is across from the bathroom. So I can't knock on anything to tell him I'm having a heart attack on the toilet. So I'm just gonna die alone. So I told you he's bipolar. How do you guys feel about the medical marijuana? Yeah, I am a proud patient of the medical marijuana, And if you know anything about bipolar disorder and marijuana, they don't jive too well. So it's really easy to, keep all my food. I just tell them I have pot and everything. Yeah, it's cool. Grocery bills are so cheap. I mean, they're not cheap. I eat a lot of munchies, but I mean, I'm not buying for more than one person, so. So Traverse City. Traverse City is such a unique place. It's the only place in the world where cherry politics is a real thing. You notice that? I couldn't call it Rotten Cherries Comedy Open Mic Night at Comedy Fest, because Cherry Fest is involved and, It's the only place in the world, or it's one of the only places in the world where your authentic sushi is rolled by the white man. Did you guys notice that downtown recently got Wi-Fi? Well, they do. That's really great. When you're driving along the parkway and you hit a pothole and you break your tie rod, that way you'll have enough reception to make your claim to Allstate, on your app. And Traverse City, I mean, we're basically whores to all the tourists, we do everything for those guys. So I have a little saying about fudgies. Fudgies, can't drive around them, can't live without them. So, who's from out of town tonight? Anyone? Anyone out of the northern Michigan area? Thank you for coming and supporting us and making sure we don't die. If you think about it, cereal is just breakfast soup. It's like the American gazpacho. I work at a drive-through coffee shop. I guess that limits it down pretty much because there's so many in Traverse City. But I work at a drive-through coffee shop, and people bring their dogs through in their cars with them, and I have a dilemma because I love dogs. We have dog treats there as well that we give to the dogs. So this dilemma I have is that I love dogs so much, but I hate all the people so bad. I don't know what to do about it. I mean, most of the people, they come in, their Lexuses and their Porsches and, those other cars I can't afford. I don't even have a car. But anyway, so they have their dogs and they're like, you got a dog treat? And, it all depends on if they tip or not, because, that's how I survive. And so, they're like, you're like, you got a dog treat? And, it depends if they tip. If they haven't tipped, I'll be like, sorry, sir, we're all out today. And I feel so bad for that dog. I'm like, I want to give that dog some delicious treats, but I need to pay my cable bill, so that guy. We humanize animals way too much. You notice that people's dogs eat tons of times better than I ever will, I mean, dog bakery is cool, but Jesus Christ, Alpo. What else was I gonna say? Yeah, so we celebrate dogs' birthdays. And that's stupid, because I don't even celebrate my own birthday, Okay, I'm gonna tell one more joke. It's a personal choice, Some people are gay, some people don't celebrate their birthday, whatever, I don't judge here. So I'm gonna end with this last joke, and I'm gonna start the lineup, okay? So, have many religious people here in the room? A few of you? Sorry, I don't watch football. I don't understand what your fascination is. But anyways, I was at a Christian music festival the other day. Man, it was terrible. I couldn't find the beer tent anywhere. While I was there, people tried handing me pamphlets entitled, Your New Life in Christ. But don't worry, Inside Out Gallery, I didn't take any. But maybe if they had some Kool-Aid pouches attached to it, I would have considered. Look, I'm not saying I don't believe in Jesus. I'm just saying I don't believe in the majority of the people who do. All right, so we got a fantastic lineup for you tonight. Your first act coming to the stage tonight, all the way from Traverse City right here, Rotten Cherries original, Cassandra Chase, everybody.
Screw it. Fine, I won't do that. I don't know how many times I heard that Christian music festival joke, and I only got it the last 2 times I heard it. If that gives you any indication of my age. I know now. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. So, if I seem very calm, it's because I'm on antibiotics and Vicodin because I'm sick. And I was gonna go somewhere with that. But now it's hitting me because I can see all of you. Let's see, it's Friday the 13th, and I'm more excited about people's bad luck today than people's bad luck tomorrow. Because you know someone's going to get stuck. You're going to be in a restaurant with your significant other, you're going to see that one person alone. I don't know, it'll be funny, but not as funny as a car crash. All right. I thought I was prepared. That is incorrect. All right. So, I probably shouldn't do that. So it's Valentine's Day tomorrow, and I'm pretty single. I'm pretty, but I'm very single. And I asked my mom, I was like, you want to be my Valentine? She goes, what? I stepped over the bounds of our relationship, I went too far. She's like, what? What do you mean? I have your father. Oh, well, you know, I gotta work at 8, we can probably do. No, I'm good. I don't know what I'm gonna do with all her Valentine gifts. But as a single I'm a pretty perpetual single person, and the other single people know that you do one of two things all the time. You watch Netflix and you masturbate. One of two things. You're either watching The Blacklist or you're pulling up the Pornhub. Or maybe I don't know what you're into. And so one day, I was just watching Netflix. And I'm bored, I'm gonna fall asleep pretty soon, so I do my thing. And then I hear my roommates come in, and I was like, oh no. I'm watching a documentary about sex trafficking with children under the age of 8. Oh no. What if they walk in on me masturbating to that? Yeah, exactly. Oh my god. And when I first told that joke, I didn't specify where I was. So they were like, you were masturbating on the couch? Because I was watching a documentary on the couch a while before the show. So they thought I was masturbating on the couch, so now they won't leave me alone about that. We're leaving, please don't masturbate on the couch, that's gross. We don't even have sex on that couch, which I know is horseshit. But how many people here use Tinder? How many of you are lying and ashamed of yourselves? So, tips for guys, because you don't know what the fuck you're doing on Tinder. Do not use a picture of you catching a fish, you pulling a fish. We don't care about fish, okay? No. Don't talk about your school. We're not there for school, okay, guys? We don't know. We don't care. The only thing you have to put on your Tinder, the little profile, you have 180 characters to sell your case. All you have to do is put, I've had my cat for 16 years. That not only shows that you're a loving and caring person of animals, but it also shows you're responsible. Nope. All right. I'm the one that fell for that? Okay. So, I work for the NMC White Pine Press, and I just came out with an article on how porn affects relationships. And I got to interview a local porn star and a guy who runs a porn and sex addiction support group. And I found out that while the support group was on one side of the street, they filmed on the other side. And the guy that I was interviewing, who runs a porn addiction support group, he goes, I'm surprised a woman is interested in porn. Oh, I'm not, I'm just, writing about it. They're like, you should come to the support group. with it's an alt. Oh. Speaking of Basey, while I was sitting there and I was zoning out, and he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry for spitting on you." Like, didn't say sorry. I was like, "Oh no, that is the perfect height for staring at crotches." And I realized I was just zoning out, and I realized I was. All right. So my mom called me because it's not that no. All right. Okay.
Hey, give it up for Cassandra Chase, everybody. Please understand I'm not being mean by coming up here. We have a lot of people to get through tonight, and we want to get you guys. We want to entertain all of you, but we don't want to wear you out. So, all right. So your next act coming to the stage, all the way from Saginaw, Drew Campbell, everybody.
How's it going, Trevor City? Yeah, I drove 2.5 hours here. I'm stupid. Yeah. Well, I recently just turned 19, guys, so I thought I could grow a beard. Turns out I'm still a pussy. Now that we got that under wrap. I've been traveling all over this great state over the last couple days, doing stand-up comedy all over the place. And you know what? I love it. I love doing it, and I'm glad I'm here tonight. You get a lot of good experiences doing it. For example, I was doing this one show in Lansing and the mic cut out, so for the rest of my set I just went, "So I guess I'm gonna yell for the rest of my set! Knock, knock! Ivan! Ivan, your wife!" You can see how that would get old really quick, right? But I mean, I had a good time there. I mean, after the show, I got to hang out with the comedians. We were all hanging out, having fun, whatnot. And one of them was like, "Hey, we should do coke." And I was like, being a comedian, I'm like, yeah, let's do coke, guys, right? Let's do some coke, right? A few bumps, as the kids say, right? And that's when they pulled out the coke. And I was like, oh shit, they really have coke. It's like, I can't back out now, though. I'm already in a verbal contract. Like, I can't be like, "Oh shit, you mean that coke? Oh, I didn't know you meant that coke. I thought you meant Coca-Cola. I didn't know you meant that coke." Like, some people are Coca-Cola people, some people are cocaine people. You gotta be clear about your coke. Like, I can't do that. So I did coke. And not as scary as you'd think it would be. Not as scary. All that's happened is I had a seizure. And I pissed my pants. But I don't remember it. But I mean, being an avid drug user, you know the chances. When you do a drug, you're either gonna piss your pants or lose your mind, and piss your pants is always the better option. It's always the better option. Those are just the dice you gotta roll sometimes. So I was driving home from this set, and I saw a car on the side of the road broke down. I was like, man, I've been in that situation so many times before. I'm gonna help these people out. Now, I don't know if that was me talking or the coke, but we were helping them out. That was the idea there. So I whipped into this gas station like I was some kind of hero. I get out of my car and I'm like about to run over, and the first thing I see is that they've already pushed the car across the intersection. And the first thought that came to my mind was, they've got it. They totally got that. But I remember I had to also take a piss, so I turned and I went to go to the bathroom in the gas station just right away. I got in the gas station bathroom, and there was a shit clogged in the toilet. Like a mean shit. Yeah, like if this shit could talk, it would just be like, man, like that's how mean this shit is. But I had to go to the bathroom, so there's nothing I could do. So I just decided I'm gonna have to piss on this shit, and it does that weird thing when you do that where it deteriorates. I'm not gonna get into it, you guys know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So I covered my eyes, I just started pissing, and I pissed on the seat, I was pissing on the handle, I was pissing on the floor. And when I got done, I just saw the mess I made, and I was like, all right, this is just out of my hands, and I left. But it was just terrible because I stopped with such like pure positive intentions. Like, I stopped to make a problem better, but instead I just made another problem worse. And to top everything off, when I got out of this gas station, the guys had finally pulled their car up to the pump, and they walk up to me like, they go, hey man, we're 15 miles away from home, we ran out of gas, we just need a few bucks to get home. Can we borrow a few? And that's why I was like, no. Because it reminds me of a book when I was a child that I was read, and that is When You Give a Mouse a Cookie. Now, I don't know if you guys know this book, But it goes as such. If you give a mouse a cookie, then he's gonna want some milk, and then that shit escalates and escalates till he's banging your mom. That's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. So I left him, and I went home. Maybe they made it, maybe they didn't. That's not my problem. Seriously. Doing a lot of comedy. I've also been trying to go into acting, and I recently just auditioned for a TV show. Yeah. But when I got there, I didn't know what the role was for, and apparently someone explained, like, oh, you're gonna be applying for someone who's mentally handicapped, right? I was like, no, shit, like, I didn't prepare for this at all. And when I got up there, I thought it was gonna be, like, really, really professional, but, like, it was, like, be the best tard you can be. I was like, oh, okay. But I panicked, right? Like, right on the spot, I didn't know what to say, so I just came up with this. Nickelback's a good band. Needless to say, I got the part, guys. You'll be seeing me on Special Bus 101 very soon. All right, guys, that's been my time. I came all the way up from Saginaw to do this shit. Thanks for having me.
Hey, give it up for Drew Campbell, everybody. First time tried coke on a comedy show. He must have grown up in the white part of Saginaw. So your next act coming to the stage, another Traverse City person. Give it up for Marty Johnson, everybody. Give it up for Marty Johnson, everybody. So the other day I was going to the store and, oh hey, here's Marty Johnson, everybody.
Hi everybody, welcome to the Polar Vortex. That's why I look so young. It freezes my wrinkles. It's redneck Botox. I've been doing stand-up for 5 years. I'm a cancer survivor. 21 years. Thank you. Tell everybody that my attitude's like my blood type. Be positive. I get a lot of inquiries about my marital status. I'm single. I've never been married. I don't have any kids. And people are like, God, you're so cute. What's up with that? You're funny. You're cute. You're successful. I said, I'm just looking for a guy with teeth and a job. I had a blind date a couple years ago. I was really excited to get it set up with this guy. He pulled in my driveway in a 1942 Bentley. Too bad he was the original owner. So last year I'm out having fun with my girlfriends and I meet this guy and we started dating. He was a professional boxer. The UPS man. I had to break up with him though. He didn't make me a priority. He didn't know where to put the this end up label. He was more concerned about his own package. He actually tried to do some stand-up, but he really sucked at his delivery. So, I was a C. Jane Lou's makeover recipient with Grand Traverse Woman in the fall of 2009, and I was working out, doing Zumba, kettlebells, running, spinning, breathing, walking, dieting, and I lost a bunch of weight, and I'm really well endowed, so I wanted to get some really nice, expensive lingerie. So I went and saw my friend Mary Sue at the Bra Boutique downtown, Bone Fit, and so she stuck me in the dressing room, and she sent me in with this bra, and I put it on, and it said canine bra. Well, I'll be damned if that thing didn't take my setters to pointers in about 3 seconds. In 2005, I met a guy on Match.com, and he's like, God, Marty, your feet are so small. What is up with that? And I'm like, well, listen, nothing grows in the shade, right? So I was at Red Ginger a couple years ago. My friends, again, were turning 50. 50's the new 30, and I'm single, and their husbands are really well off, and they're successful, and we're talking at happy hour, and they're going to have self-improvement. And the first one says, well, I'm going to outdo you. I'm having liposuction, Brazilian butt lift, lip liner tattooed, Botox. I'm going to look like $1 million. And I'm listening to this, and the second one says, well, I'm going to beat that. I'm thinking about having my asshole bleached. And I'm like, what? And the first one says to the second one, I'm really sorry, I cannot picture your husband as a blonde. So, this is an old one, but it's really funny. So, marriage is like a deck of cards. You start out with a diamond, 2 hearts, a king and a queen, and 25 years later, you want a club and a spade. Does everyone know why they call it a roach clip? Pot holder was taken. Do you know why birds don't wear underwear? Their peckers are on their head. Do you know what you get when you cross a woman who has PMS with a GPS? What? Crazy bitch that will find you. And if I ever get heckled, I got heckled by one of my coworkers. I'm a recruiter during the day for the packaging and the HVAC industry. So if you have a rigid package and you're single, see me after my show. And here comes the light, but I'm going to finish this out, right? If I can remember what I was going to say. Oh my gosh, I lost my train of thought. Where was I? Anyway, it's been real. It's been fun. Thank you for coming out to support local comedy. Take care. Bye-bye.
Give it up for Marty Johnson.